Hey, how's everybody going? Today we're back on the 54 Ford. We need to do the windshield wiper motor, put the dash in, wire up the ignition switch, headlight switch, and then see if we can get this thing to start again, make sure all the lights work. And the next video after that will be on the brakes. We're going to do a drum to disc conversion, and we'll do check the back brakes. So let's get started. All right, so there's the dash. I'm going to try and get this thing put back in there. I have to get somebody to help me. And then we'll get it all wired up. Get the ignition and the headlights. All right, something I need to do before we put the dash in is I need to get this headliner down so I can get the wires ran for the light. So, not really sure how it comes down. There's a screw there. There it is. So this ought to be interesting. So, let's see what happens. All right, got the headliner down. I need to mark these bars in order so the guy that puts it back in knows where they went. And we got us a mouse nest. Got one over there, one fell. There's all the old insulation. So I'll get these bars marked and move on to the next thing. All right, I marked each one of these. There's 7 of them. And I also wrote the numbers on the side where each one went. That way, whoever puts them back will know where each bar went. Alright, now I'm going to tear all this old insulation out. And then put the new dome light wires in here. Put my dust mask back on. Vacuum this thing out. Alright, here's our old wire. It goes up to our, through that clip there. Here's our own old wires for our dome light. I'll get that cut out of here and we'll tie the new wires onto the old ones, and then just as we pull the old out, the new ones will go up our pillar and be easier than trying to fish them through there by hand. Alright, we've got updates. I got the dash put in, so I'll know where to put the wires and how long to cut them. And we got the new dash wires, or the dome light wires ran. We've got plenty of extra, so we'll get that cut. All the headliners out. So now we just need to wire up all of our switches and start checking everything, make sure it's all plugged in right. Still got to do our tail lights. We still got to do our headlights. So on the dash, there's 6 screws. There's 1. We got 4 up there, and no, 3 up there, 2 over there, and 2 over here. And there's 1 up there and 1 on the other side, and then there's 2 that hold the steering wheel up. Now I can see, because we got the new light in. And we've gone ahead and wired the ignition switch. And when you get this book from Powerless or Painless, you go up here to the ignition switch, and it tells you where each wire goes. So you go to the purple ignition switch, and it's all labeled on the back. The purple goes to the starter. Purple. So I got the wires cut for the headlight switch, which I can't find at the moment. So let's figure out what I did with that. And then I'll get back. Alright, I found it. Alright. So on the headlight switch, everything's labeled where it goes. And then if you look on the wires, all the wires have writing on them that tell you where each one goes. See if I can get one here that you can see. Maybe. Anyway, you just gotta take my word for it. So I just need to figure out which one of these goes to this, which this one goes here. And so I need to find paper. Alright, so I went on Google. I found a switch like this, and it said which each prong did. I marked them on here so I wouldn't forget. Got 3 on each side. So we got the park light, battery, dimmer switch, tail lights, battery, dash lights. So we'll get all those wired up, and then we'll just follow the markings on the wires and put them where each one goes. Alright, I've got all the wires for the headlight switch. There is a new switch, I just haven't got it yet. So now we know where all the wires go. And it sits in the dash up here. I guess you can't see that. It sits in the dash up here like this, you know, on the back side. So I know where to put my wires so they're out of the way. The ignition switch is wired. Now we can put the wrap on. I call it wrap, but it's actually Loom, wired Loom. And it all comes from Painless. So I'll do that next. They make different sizes of this. I got 1/2 inch. I think that's 3/8, and they got 1/4. There's another size, 3/4 maybe now. I don't know. 5/8. I don't know. Anyway, so it's just rolled up. I got a tool here somewhere. Here's the fancy tool. This comes from Painless too. You just put the wires in here. I might need a bigger one. They have different sizes of these tools. I don't know what size this one is. 1/2 inch, I think, and this one, big. I think that's 3/4. But you just take the wires, put them inside there, and turn this so it holds the wires in. And then kind of unravel this wire loom. And then you just pull. And this threads the wire into the loom. So I say. I didn't make that very convincing. Well, I didn't do a very good job on that one. When you got to do it with just your fingers, it takes forever. Try again. There. Did it. Yay me. do this one. I'll get back with you. Alright, this is the painless book. It's the one that has all the wiring. Tells you what each color does. It also tells you on the dimmer switch how to wire it up. Your starter switch. Dash mounted switch, ignition, neutral safety, your gauges, radio. So it's all in here. So I'm going to do the dimmer switch next. Mine's a little different than these. So we got the power. Then one's high, one's low. I'm not sure which, but I'll go ahead and make the connections, and then once we get power turned back on, we'll just test it until we find which one's which. All right, I've got the headlight switch in the dash panel. Wiper motor switch is in the dash. These wires here, I can show put the camera on it, are all for the instrument. Basically lights and gas gauge. Here's the dimmer switch. Oh, we still got to do the turn signals. The neutral safety switch. He said he was going to put these all in the, he's going to have a console made for it. And then we need to come back here. We still got to, this is where the fuel sending unit is, so we need to wire that. And then just start wiring our tail lights and headlights. See if we can get this stuff tested. Here's the new pigtails in the tail light housing. I just have to change the ends on them. And it's that's all of the update for now. I would show doing it, but it just takes so long. The film would be way too long, so I'll just keep giving you updates as I go. Alright, I'm going to turn the power on. First time since it's been rewired. Still got to do the tail lights and the headlights and some finishing wiring, but let's get some power so I can start testing the lights. Alright, power's on. Alright, I got the power ran up to this ignition switch. We're getting 11.3. So we've got power and nothing's burning down yet. Alright, update. I came back here to work on the sending unit, run my wire. This is the cover. And I smelled gasoline real bad after I took this off. And I need to heat shrink wires back here, so got to checking it out. And this is the gasket that was in there. Pretty bad. So luckily, I had another gasket for this. But I'm not a big fan of the screws like that one. They should be flush. So whoever put that in there didn't do the best job. And then these look like they just cut them in half and put them in there. So at some point I'm going to have to go get some different screws and see if I can do a better job. Alright. Now I'll get back to doing the wires. Okay. The back of the car is done. Everything's wired up. Tucked in. So now we'll move on to the interior. Get that wrapped up. It's almost there. Then we'll move on to the engine compartment. That won't take very long. Alright. We've got the wiring is all finished up here. I can't put these in because I don't have all the dash yet. And these wires down here are all going to be in a console that he's going to have made. That comes with the interior, so I can't really do anything with that right now. These are the windshield wiper and the heater control switch, but there's a plate that goes there that I don't have yet. He's getting painted. This wire here is for the dome light, but again, I gotta wait for the interior. These wires here are for the brakes, so that'll be in the next video I do, so I can't do that yet. But everything under here is all complete. We even got it to where it'll start. So that does it. Alright, so like I said, the next video will be on the brakes. I got as much as the wiring done as I could. It starts, all the lights work. So, until the next one, don't be mad about it.